Okay, so let's talk about preparing the herb for your working. So, in my opinion, five things need to happen: awaken, honor, ask, offer, direct. Those are the five things. So, let's get to it. So, we are going to use dry herbs as an example. So, before you purchase the herb, examine the herb, smell the herb. If the herb is faded, dull, it doesn't have the scent that is associated with the herb, don't buy it. That means that it is probably old and it lost its potency. So we don't want to purchase that herb. But let's say we do find an herb that has all the characteristics that it's supposed to have and it's good, we take it home and the first step is awaken. So what we want to do is this is disclaimer, very basic, very general. TikTok don't let your videos be too long. But I am gonna post an hour-long detail on YouTube. That is the plan. Rosemary is my favorite herb, so I will be talking more in depth about working with rosemary and how to basically craft certain, let's say a flow wash, a gree, or a powder, or work your oil with rosemary. But let's get back to it. So you want to, once you get the herb, you want to add a drop of water. Why? Because everything needs water. Like everything has an energy. Everything needs water to revitalize it. That is the awaken part. And it's more to it, but this is just basic overview. So once you awaken the herb, like I said, it's more steps to awaken. But after you awaken the herb, you are going to honor the herb. Why? Because everything has an ancestor, everything has an energy. You want to give gratitude. You want to thank that herb. You want to start the process of building a relationship. I always tell people you got to get in there. Like you got to get in there with your hands and you want to feel the herb. You want to communicate with the herb. You're going to feel when the energy, how can I explain it? When the energy kind of like gets inside of you, you're going to feel the transformation. I don't know how to put it into words, but I was working with was it rosemary? I can't remember what herb it was, but you're going to feel that energetic connection once you work with herbs. So another tip I would tell people, if find like it could be one herb or your top two herbs or your top three herbs. Learn as much as you can about the plants. You want to learn as much about the history of the plant. Where is it native to? How does it grow? You want to build a relationship because once you build a relationship with that plant, that could be your plant for the rest of your life. It'll do whatever you want it to do, but you definitely want to build a relationship with it. I actually have a herb garden of some of my favorite herbs, but other herbs also. But my top five, I definitely grow. I sleep, pray, talk. I built a relationship with those plants, so I won't have issues. And let me not say that. I'm just say that I built a relationship so that anything that I ask for, we are one. It's gonna work for me. So yeah. So basically, you want to honor and you want to ask. So once you ask the herb for permission, you want to be pure and you want to be honest. You want to come with pure intent from a pure heart, but you're going to ask, is it okay if y'all work together so y'all can start to form that relationship and build that relationship. Then after that, you give the offering. You want to offer whatever that herb or that plant asks for, and you're going to know. You're going to know if it's willing to work with you. You're going to know if it want to say like, hold up, let's work on this. Don't work with me just yet. I ain't ready. You're going to know. Then after that, you want to direct. So when I say direct, you're going to tell the herb, if it says okay, this is what I want you to do, this is what I want, this is how I want you to do it. Direct. You got to give it the direction that it needs to work for you. So after that, basically that is when you go through the process of making your wash or your powder or your oil. I am gonna post like details on how to do that with each herb, but I think there's like a time limit on TikTok, so I'll definitely have to post it on like YouTube because I can't even post it on my Instagram. But yes, there are five steps in my opinion to get the herb to work for you and to basically get it to do whatever you want it to do, but you have to form a relationship and you have to build on that relationship. It can't just be a one and done thing. They have people who do, but obviously the work don't last. You want a relationship with that plant, with that herb.